Hello everyone, welcome back to RC Building and Bashing. I'm just coming on here to show you guys on how to replace a spur gear, plus I have to do a few more things to it. I was out for a bash and lost my center drive shaft for the rear, and the person's truck that I was actually at actually found it for me because I ordered the wrong one. And the spur gear that's currently on it's for an Arma, for the wrong one, so I'm putting the right one back on it. And this is the reason why I lost the drive shaft, because it's actually blew out and there's no more threads on the bottom of it, so I have to replace that as well. So what you're going to start off with is taking off the 4 screws in the bottom of this plate right here, and you need to take those 4 out right there. I'll get back to you once they are out. So now that you have these 4 screws out, also I'm going to be replacing this one because, as you can see, she's a bit bent, and I'm not going to put that back in so I don't lose another drive shaft. So I'm going to be replacing that screw. Also, with this, now you can basically lift this up, and now you have access to your diff. Now you need to take off this screw, this screw, this screw, and that screw. Those 4. This cover pops up. Then you can take it all up from there. I'll take all the cover up from the top. Then you take this out, and then you just slide your diff right out. I'll get back to you once. Alright everyone, so now you are left with that. Once you are done, you can tuck all these wires back in like you had it, stuff like that. Now I have the center diff. So like I said, this is actually an Arma gear. I don't know what Arma it's off, but it's actually an Arma gear. And the only reason why I put it on, it's just so I could finish that bashing day, because I actually wanted to drive, and I wanted to, have a little bit of fun, and I didn't have the right gear at the time, but I'm going to be replacing it with the right one now. So, take these 4 screws out, crack it open, and then I'll show you next. Alright everyone, I got it open. Yes, there's no oil in it. I don't know the reason why. Probably because I had my gasket off. It broke, never put it back on. That's why I think it leaked oil, and that's why there's a mess down there, because it soaked up and absorbed all with the dirt. So I'm going to be putting a gasket, like an O-ring in there, which is right here. I actually bought this yesterday. It's LOS 242037, and it's a ring and pinion set. And I'm going to use the gasket and the O-rings and the spacers right there. And I'm going to be using that because this doesn't have it in it currently. But you have to take this gear off, which you can probably do with my hand. Now you take that pin out, which I can probably do that with my hand. Sorry. Just trying to get it out. Got it out. And then you just simply take that out. Then you take your bearing off. Well, I can't get that off with one hand, but you need to take your bearing off, and then you basically need to do the same process with this, but instead you need to put an O-ring in there, and then put a washer on it, and then put your pin through, and then put your gear on. I will get back to you once I have that done. Alright everyone, I'm going to replace this bearing with the bearing that I currently have. It's just a replacement, because this bearing is a little shot. It needs to be re-greased up, and it's also kind of stuck on there right now because I had to grind this off, because it is an Arma gear. I had to grind that off and drill a hole right here and make this bigger. That hole right there, because it was too small to fit the shaft in. So I'm going to just use this bearing instead and put it on this shaft on this gear. Get back to you once done. So guys, because I didn't show you technically how to take this off, what you do is you simply just push the O-ring around this, and then that's on, and then you grab this little washer spacer thing, and you simply just put it on the gear like so. Then you shove your pin through, put your gear on, put a little bit of diff fluid on it, then fill this if needed, or replace diff fluid if needed, or if you want, clean it all out. Do whatever you want. It's your decision. Just always Your choice, sorry. So I will get back to you once I have this on and a little bit of lube on it and in here. So everyone, it is as simple as that. You basically just put the 4 screws back in, you put your gasket around it first, and you simply install it. I put 30 thousandths weight in the center diff. I normally put either 15,000 or 30K in both front and center. Basically on all my trucks, both my truggy, my buggies, all of them. Just the weight I like, and I can spin this with my hand a little bit, but not too crazy. So I will show you guys how to install this again, and I'll show you how to install it with this rear diff, or the rear dog bone, and the new, I think they call it the center diff brace, pretty sure. I think that's what it's called. So for this, it's pretty simple. You basically, you put it on the front right here. It's going to be hard to do it with one hand. I really can't. I don't think I'll be able to. I can. So you put it like that. Then you put it in the motor brace like this. And then you basically, you just slide your axles in it on both front and rear. And that's as simple as that. You put your 4 screws in the bottom. Like I said, I'm going to be replacing this one. And I'll get back to you once done. And as simple as that, you have a gear, a new spur gear installed. Just like that. I also had to put my rear drive shaft in because, like I said, I lost it. I put that back in, so that's cool. And I'm just not realizing that I actually have a bent shock tower. That kind of sucks. But yeah, now I need to show you guys how to set your lash and all that, and then we need to put the cover back on. To set your lash, it's a little easier without the cover, but I mean, don't take your cover off every time. I mean, there's other ways you can do it, but I'll show you guys how to do it with your cover off. First thing you need to do, I'm going to loosen my pinion up a little bit and actually slide it back so there's about as much meat on both. That's the term I used for it. So they basically line up. As you can see, they don't line up. So I want it to ride the full gear, not half. So I'm going to do that real quick. Well, that screw just stripped, so I am actually not going to do that right now. So I'm just going to ride the gear like this. So to get your mesh, you need to loosen your motor mount. So mine is this. And if you're working on the same car, it's the same thing. And push your motor against the spur gear. See how there's like that much play? You basically want that much, but just a little less. So, with your motor mount loose, you can constantly just do this. So, there we go. See, that's a little too tight. See how there's like no play? So you need to back it up just a little bit. See, that's perfect. So now you simply just tighten the screwdriver. Just like so. And then you check it again. And there's still a little bit of play. So, then you tighten it to however much you like it. You don't need it too tight. And your lash is set. It's as much play as you need. You just need a little bit. Not too loose because then you're going to screw up the gear. But probably both of them. I mean, I've had both of them do it. So now we're going to reinstall this plate. What you do is you put this plate down below. And you get all 4 of them in like that. And then you basically grab this plate and you simply just trap the wires in. And you put your screws in. I'll get back to you once I have that done. So, I am now done with putting that plate back on. You got your wires ran through, however many wires you have through. The black ones are my fans, these ones are the motor. So, I'm going to end the video here. I have another video coming out right after this on a little drive on it to review the fans and to break in the new body, to be honest. But yeah, I'll see you then. And there Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and peace.